Here we go, aka Paris, welcome. And look, we got some night coffee here because we're shooting this at night, 9 in the morning. Look, crazy Sunday, crazy Monday, work-wise. It was two different types of work, but you put in the work, you get the results. It's right here. Here we go. Guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, cats and dogs. We have look at this. It's the Marvels. It's the Marvels, and this is, and yeah, I put this up on Twitter. So many of you commented and interacted with this post. I think we all agree, and I don't think anyone out there wants it to be true. Okay, nobody wants the Marvels to be dead on arrival, but it is already. It's gone. We have three protagonists, 3 girls that they built up, that they spent. Think about the money in these 3 build-ups. Millions and millions of dollars. Captain Marvel smacked that movie beautifully placed between Infinity War and Endgame. You had to go see it because it was all linked. You made the time investment for Captain Marvel. You go into Avengers Endgame and there's no Captain Marvel. There's none. Now, given we've spoken about this from time to time, but there seems to have been a plan of action for Captain Marvel within Endgame that went away, and the result was just, look, it wasn't cool. Like, I don't want to say other words. It's just Miss Marvel in Endgame just wasn't cool. More annoying than cool. But then we get WandaVision, and we get this build up, this definition, this power set of the other Captain Marvel. See, when I grew up, when I was a little Peter reading those comics, Captain Marvel was leading the Avengers at the time. That blew my mind. It was just so different, so cool. I think she's the most underrated leader, front woman, front man of the Avengers ever. Still to this day, not enough credit. I mean, she kind of, even in the comics, went one-on-one with the Great One, Thanos. But that's a saga for another time, another video. But yeah, so we get WandaVision. They build up WandaVision. Monica Rambeau's in that. We get her the definition, we get the explanation of her powers, and she's, boom, we're just going to call her Photon. And then, more millions of dollars later, we get Miss Marvel. And what happens with Miss Marvel? Well, Miss Marvel, arguably, could be the greatest Phase 4 of all of it. I'm not joking. I think they did everything they had to in building that character. Unlike She-Hulk, where She-Hulk went to fourth wall, Moon Knight, not enough Moon Knight in Moon Knight. I mean, what do we get? Like 5 minutes of Moon Knight in Moon Knight? Yeah, I'm not too big on the multiverse stuff. I like Multiverse of Madness, but it's just like, oh yeah, but when it comes to just like new stuff, like new, like give me the new. Miss Marvel is pretty much there. The most successful build-up of these 3 ladies. But also, we've had enough of that. I mean, we're done with Miss Marvel. Great try, great attempt. Maybe you shouldn't just leapfrog your errors. The leapfrogging of Marvel Phase 3 into Phase 4 still spins my head. I mean, they literally went from like the mid 80s, we can say. I mean, they messed it up, but it's like they went to mid 80s right smack up into the modern day, ignoring decades worth of true comic book development. It's just weird. I don't get it. But moving on, this poster here. Now, I didn't even confirm if it was real or not. It was real enough to post. It was real enough to get a reaction from. Nobody wants this to be dead on arrival, but there is literally nothing there. It's shocking that they are going through with this. It's shocking that they didn't pull the movie. I wouldn't be surprised if this movie does end up and eventually gets dumped on Disney Plus. I feel like that's a viable scenario. I think people are already used to absorbing enough content on Disney Plus that it wouldn't really be a knock. I mean, like, people like me will come hard against if that gets dumped on Disney Plus, but I really feel like that's in the future. I don't think this movie has enough juice. I don't think there's enough left in the orange to squeeze out. I think we're almost done when it comes to the leftovers of Marvel's phases 1 through 3. That's the show. I mean, everything we're looking forward to essentially is a leftover of the original Marvel Cinematic Universe, if you want to call it that. Now, there's a lot. There's so much. A lot, like, very similar to the Eternals. There's a lot that I like about the Captain Marvel movie. I do feel like they were ballsy. I do feel like they swung for the fences on a lot of aspects, a lot of the plot points, a lot of the direction and the motivation of Carol Danvers. I feel like these core elements are there. And again, I'm blown away and I'm shocked by the lack of follow through and the lack of execution. I don't like to speak in platitudes. I don't like to speak in platitudes when we talk about plot lines and things like that. I like to get very clear and specific. But then again, guys, we're getting video drops here, so we can't see it all the way through. Again, videos for another time. But for now, you guys, let me know. Is there a silver lining in the Marvels, or is this truly dead on arrival? I mean, will this be the biggest collapse, or the collapse of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? I think it's there. I think everyone's saying everything's riding on Paul Rudd, but this movie, though, there is millions of dollars building up these 3 characters. A lot of time, a lot of money. It's way more of a failure than even if Paul Rudd stumbles with Quantumania. AKA Pad here, subscribe, support. I love you, and goodbye.